Hi, I'm T-Kettle, and today I'm reviewing Star Wars The Force Awakens. Oh man, it's I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm not going to talk about any spoilers, as I mentioned. Just nothing, not even the plot. I'm just going to jump into like all the qualities and say what I liked about it. First off, it's directed by J.J. Abrams, and it stars Daisy Ridley and John Boyega. I think that's how you pronounce it. But they're both unknown. J.J. was going for the same thing that George Lucas did, where he picks actors that were not known whatsoever. And before this, Daisy Ridley didn't even have an IMDb profile or Wikipedia. She was that unknown. And now I guess her career is going to be soaring after this. For not being known whatsoever, the cast did a really good job. The lead two, there's a lot of other people in this that have careers kind of already established. There's Oscar Isaac, who's one of my favorite current actors, Domhnall Gleeson, and then of course all the original casts that were participated in this movie. There's so many nods to the originals, like the transitions, the screen transitions where it collapses in or comes out, moves from side to side like a PowerPoint or whatever. And then the soundtrack from John Williams, delivering some of those iconic tracks. And then, of course, sound effects that they used, same as before. They pretty much just kept everything the same, and it was beautiful. They even took the original cast and didn't change a thing about them. All the old characters are exactly the same, untouched, thankfully. But with all these resemblances and throwbacks to the original, they managed to bring in that J.J. Abrams humor that we've seen in Star Trek, and it's so effective. I'm glad that he brought that in there, just kind of made it a little bit more of his own. People knock it for its resemblances, but I don't think it's right, because it's like Quentin Tarantino. He gets knocked for all these scenes that he takes from other movies, but he's just admiring all film. He's just showing that he loves movies, and I can't knock it for paying tribute to the original trilogy, where it comes from, its roots. I can't see that as a bad thing, not whatsoever. It's either that or it follows the new trilogy. Which would you prefer? It's gotta come from somewhere. Its greatness comes from the originals. It strives on it. Without those movies, this movie wouldn't exist. The special effects were phenomenal. It makes more sense that these ones would be great. But then you got the original, or the 1, 2, 3 coming in, and they have better effects than the original. And it just felt really out of place, because it's supposed to happen beforehand. And you see R2-D2 with a jetpack and a flamethrower, and he has none of these little gadgets in the originals. But this one, it fits everything that they did for it. The new technology, the way they polished it. I think it fits perfectly, and I think it has a really good bad guy. They could have easily Anakin'd him like they did in the originals, where he's just super melodramatic, just a child. They could have done that in this one, but I did not feel that at all, thankfully. As for what is my favorite or whatever, I'm not gonna say that, but I will say personally, when I was a kid and I watched Star Wars, it didn't really have as much of an effect on me as it did for other people. I think that's what made people get into movies, or that nerd realm, and I respect what it's done for people. People have devoted their lives to Star Wars. Without Star Wars, I just think that nerd culture wouldn't be the same. I think it's probably top 5 most important movies to ever come out because of that. It shaped our society. But no, I won't say that this one is my favorite. But I will say that upon initial watch, unlike the original, it meant more to me. And I respect the originals now more than I ever did, and I love them, and I love this one. So I gotta be real. This one is important to me, and I just want to say thank you, JJ, for not screwing this up. It was amazing. Thank you. I'm gonna give this one a high 9. I'm not gonna make the same mistake I make by giving 10s to certain movies and then just pulling it back because it just didn't live up to the way I felt the first time. And I will say I've seen this movie twice now, and the second time I even liked it more because I saw things that I didn't really see the first time, and just only time will tell if it's a 10, because this movie, it makes me happy, and if it makes me feel that way 5 years from now, like, I will consider giving it a 10. Like, if I can still feel the same way upon my first watch as I do for my 5th, 6th, 7th watch, it really says something, and I'm gonna wait for that moment. But yeah, I think this was the perfect throwback to the originals, and not even that, I think it was like the perfect blockbuster movie. Like, this is the reason why people go to the movies, and just to have a good time. Like, and I absolutely did, and it seemed like everybody else did in the theater as well for both times. So if you've seen Star Wars, what did you think about it? Is there anything you want to mention in the comments? Like, maybe talk some spoilers, throw them in there, go for it. Just other people, don't look at them. Just don't look at them. And what should I review next? Thanks for watching.